The next battlefield is above us. China just turned space into the next gray zone battlefield. A recent rocket launch mimicked a missile strike on Taiwan, by design. Satellites with robotic arms are performing near-combat maneuvers, and US generals are calling it dogfighting in orbit. This isn't exploration, it's preparation. Here's how China's silent war for space dominance is unfolding right now. For years, the South China Sea has been the prime stage for China's incremental aggression, dredging reefs, building islands, and deploying military assets while claiming it's all peaceful. Now, space experts and defense officials believe China is replicating this exact blueprint in orbit. Take John Huth, the director of the Defense Intelligence Agency's Office of Space and Counterspace. He points out that just like China added sand to disputed atolls and called them airfields, it may now be preparing to build influence in orbit. But instead of reefs, the assets are constellations of satellites. Instead of warships, it's robotic-arm-equipped spacecraft. And instead of maritime patrols, China's latest maneuver drills involve satellites performing near-hostile close passes, what some experts are calling dogfights in space. This isn't sci-fi. These satellites are real, they're active, and they're executing complex behaviors that go far beyond civilian utility. Their orbits and functions are being tracked by US Space Force officials, who have noted their unusual capabilities and suspicious proximity to American and Allied assets. China claims its space activity is strictly non-military, but Taiwan and US officials are reading between the lines, and what they're seeing isn't routine experimentation. It's a rehearsal. Holmes Liao, a senior advisor to the Taiwan Space Agency, was blunt at the recent Space Security Conference in Prague. He described China's recent maneuvers as logical demonstrations that could be rehearsals for future space design operations. And it's not just the maneuvers, it's the psychological play behind them. The January 2024 incident is a perfect example. A satellite launch from China's Xichang Center triggered Taiwan's missile defense systems because its trajectory resembled an incoming strike. According to Liao, the resemblance wasn't accidental. It's part of a broader tactic conditioning the enemy to panic, waste resources, and eventually get numb. This is what's known as gray zone warfare. It's not quite war, but it's certainly not peace. It's death by 1,000 cuts, constant stress signals, ambiguous actions, and confusion that paralyzes decision-making. Taiwan's Deputy Foreign Minister Chen Ming-chi explained it well. These maneuvers are designed to exhaust pilots, overwhelm radar operators, and blur the line between peace and provocation. AI and space defense. Faced with this constant barrage of uncertainty, Taiwan is shifting from muscle to brainpower. It's not trying to outmatch China satellite for satellite or scramble jets for every signal. Instead, it's using artificial intelligence as a shield. Taiwan is now building a space surveillance center that will harness AI to analyze the movements of satellites, rockets, and even subtle shifts in orbital patterns. Why? Because honestly, the human brain isn't wired to detect intent in the void of space, but AI can. Holmes Liao confirmed that Taiwan is training AI systems to distinguish between routine satellite behavior and maneuvers that hint at pre-attack posturing. This shift means Taiwan can conserve energy, avoid unnecessary scrambles, and respond only when a real threat emerges. This is about space situational awareness, knowing not just what is moving in orbit, but why. It requires vast data radar feeds, infrared tracking, radio signals, and more. Ground and sea-based radars help, but they have blind spots. What's needed is something rarer, space-based radar. That's where commercial innovation steps in. Tony Fraser, CEO of Leo Labs, a leader in space radar, revealed that demand is skyrocketing. Countries across Asia, Europe, and the Middle East are all rushing to plug these visibility gaps. Leo Labs just signed an MOU with Singapore and is expanding globally to provide more precise orbital tracking. The silent war we can't ignore. China isn't storming satellites with lasers, it's not deploying weapons in orbit, at least not officially. But that's the genius of gray zone warfare. It never announces itself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.